At this point, Rod Foster has 10. It's just a 2-point ball game, as we expected. A lot of quick people racing up and down the court. For some more first-half observations, let's go to Dick and Al. Gents?
All right, Brian, right to Coach Al McGuire. Your thoughts of the first 20 minutes?
Well, I thought that both teams were nervous at the beginning. When they finally got out of the blocks, the last 7 or 8 minutes, they were playing pretty good. The second half should be out of sight. I feel that the key, again, is Griffith trying to score a lot, and UCLA has to get the ball into Vanderway.
True or false, basketball was invented in America?
I think basketball was invented in America, yes.
All right. Eric Siegel of Love Story disagrees. He says that basketball was invented in the Mayan culture. And we're going to have his evidence in just a moment. Apparently, well, we don't want to... Oh, we don't have the tape ready right now, so we'll let you think about that. James Naismith, the Mayan culture, says Eric Siegel, invented the game of basketball, and we'll get that story right after we pause for this word.
Continental Mark VI for 1980 invites you to discover its 41% improvement in gasoline mileage ratings over last year, miles ahead of even the smallest Cadillac. To explore new technology like automatic overdrive for dramatic highway mileage. To enjoy its beautiful ride. And to examine its striking new 4-door model. See your dealer now. He'll be proud to show you the new Mark VI.
Our athletes, they give their best to be the best, but they can't do it without your help. Support America's Olympic athletes by sending your contribution to U.S. Olympic Committee, Box 1980P, Cathedral Station, Boston. For $10 or more, you'll receive the stick pin. This message sponsored by the U.S. Olympic Committee and NBC.
In the 1980s, higher education will face great challenges as it strives to meet society's demands through teaching, research, and service to the community. Higher education teaches interaction, communication, cooperation. The learning environment stimulates hungry minds to explore the unknown and the unanswered. Research is a continuing priority for higher education. Billions will be spent each year in the 80s on basic research and development. The nation's colleges and universities serve their communities by offering a wide variety of educational programs for citizens of all ages, as well as entertainment and cultural opportunities and practical assistance with daily problems. Teaching, research, service to the community, dramatic challenges for higher education in the 80s. Higher education, serving today for tomorrow. A message from the NCAA.
It was furnished by the NCAA. It's 28-26 at halftime, UCLA over Louisville, but in the ancient Mayan culture, 1-0 did it quite well, thank you.
The two greatest authorities I know, namely the Encyclopedia Britannica and my high school gym teacher, state unequivocally, and I'm quoting the encyclopedia now, that basketball is the only major sport strictly of U.S. origin. But that's not the real story. Basketball was actually born here in Central America, thousands of years before the white man ever set foot upon these shores. This is Chichen Itza, one of the great temple cities built around the 5th century A.D. by the Maya Indians of the northern Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. The Mayans had perhaps the most advanced culture in all of the Americas. In many ways, the Mayans were like the ancient Egyptians. They'd built enormous architectural wonders, including pyramids that stir the imagination and leave in us the eternal mystery as to how they ever did it. This city had no fewer than 7 ball courts, and this one is the largest ever discovered, 450 feet long and 225 feet wide. And right in the center, embedded on the side walls far above the ground, are 2 beautifully carved stone rings. The width of the whole of the Mayan stone ring is 45 centimeters. The width of the modern Olympic hoop is also 45 centimeters. It's an astonishing link. But the Mayans had something very special that the Egyptians did not, because it was here in Central America that rubber was first discovered. And as you might well imagine, one of the first things that man would make when he finds rubber would be a rubber ball. And so here, 1,500 years ago or more, organized ball games were played for the first time. The occasions for the games, like the Greek Olympics, were always religious festivals. In fact, the ball itself had great symbolism. It was the sun, and the stadium was the earth. classic Mayan period, the rules forbade the players from touching the ball with their hands. It was like our modern soccer. They had to kick a basket with their thighs or hips. And it would be hundreds of years before later Indians changed the game into a more familiar contest of jump shots. The final score of every game was always the same, 1-0. The first team to score a basket won. And when that one magic basket was finally scored, here's what happened. The crowd would go crazy and rush madly for the exit, because the winning scorer was entitled to collect all the jewels and finery worn by the spectators on this festive day. The Maya had a very interesting post-game ceremony. Right here in this temple, high above the stadium, the winning captain would behead the losing captain. This was such an important aspect of the game that we see the scene of the beheading depicted on carvings all over not only the stadium, but the whole city. Here's where they displayed the heads of the defeated captains. Some of these are the real guys. In 1519, when Cortez first landed in Mexico, some of his men visited an Aztec ball field where they found no fewer than 136,000 skulls. That's a lot of losers. Okay, now I'm going to try to put one through the hoop. But please be patient. Not even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar could slam dunk at 20 feet. No decapitation for me. In 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts, James Naismith thought he was inventing a non-contact sport. Well, as we've just seen, he wasn't the inventor. And as we've always known, basketball has never been a non-contact sport. The Maya were an extraordinary civilization. They excelled at astronomy, mathematics, architecture, engineering. And they invented basketball, a game in which people still lose their heads.
It has been one very, very tough weekend, but working these finals has certain obvious advantages. Our halftime score, UCLA 28, Louisville 6. That's it for the IBM College Basketball Report. 20 minutes left of the season. We'll be back following these messages from your local station.
Wednesday.
The war continues weeknights at 6:30 on MASH. Colonel Potter, Hawkeye, Frank, BJ, Hot Lips, Klinger, and Radar make up the cast of characters of the well-loved 4077th MASH unit. See what war adventures happen weeknights at 6:30, immediately following Newswatch at 6. Only on 14.
Come along, and join the fun. Valentine's, family fun for everyone. Valentine's is very food for every need. Valentine's is any time. It's Valentine's, family fun. Come along, everyone, every meal. Valentine's, it's Valentine's.
You're in 14 Country, WFIE-TV, Evansville.
This 1980 National Collegiate Basketball Championship is being brought to you by 1980 Marquis, Cougar XR7, and Capri, all from Lincoln Mercury. By Allstate Insurance Companies, you're in good hands with Allstate. By the people who bring you delicious, refreshing Coca-Cola. Coke adds life, so have a Coke and a smile. And by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Here's the estimate.
A lot of money for a small home.
Rebuilding costs are going through the roof.
Glad it wasn't the whole house.
What if it were? Could your insurance rebuild it today?
I never thought of it.
Allstate has. We have homeowners insurance that can increase your coverage as rebuilding costs go up automatically.
You're smart to keep up with rising rebuilding costs.
Yeah, glad I thought of it.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us, the good hands people.
The fun side of John Newcomb. That's what I was shooting for. That's why I was shooting with my Canon AE-1.
Ready?
It's different from most cameras because even on automatic, I get the shutter speed I need for really clear, sharp shots. Try the flash, John.
What do I do?
It's a cinch. The AE1 is so easy to use. Even with a flash, about all you do is focus and click.
The incomparable Canon AE1, so advanced, it's simple.
I'm Frank Schroeder. If you're like me, this is the only kind of running you want to do on a business trip. That's why you should stay at a Hilton, because Hilton can put you within walking distance of almost every business, financial, and entertainment center in the country.
Good morning, Mr. Shorter. Good morning, Mr. Shorter.
So when it's time to get down to business, why run when you can walk?
There's no place like Hilton.
Putting in more gas and putting out more money? A tune-up with Champion spark plugs can improve your fuel economy. It's like getting more gas in your tank and more money in your bank. Tune up, America, to save gas.
At halftime, UCLA leads Louisville 28-26. Both of these teams shot well over 50% from the floor on the year. And look at that, 35% Louisville, 33% for UCLA. How about the rest, gentlemen?
Well, I think the difference in the game is UCLA going 8 for 8 and Louisville going 4 for 9 from the foul line.
Well, that has a lot to do with it. Why are the shooting percentages so low? I think the ball hasn't been in the hands of good shot selection. That's sometimes more important than who's taking the shot. The front line for Louisville and Wiley Brown and Derek Smith are 2 for 11, so that's really hurt them. Both teams, Dick, have missed a lot of easy ones down in low, particularly early.
Darrell Griffith with that last one-on-one looper leads Louisville with 11, McRae with 6. And UCLA, the freshman Foster 10, the senior Vandeweghe 8. Set to go. It'll be the same starting lineups for both teams. Foster, Holton, Wilkes, Sanders, and Vandeweghe for UCLA. McRae, Brown, who gets the tap. Griffith holds the ball. Smith and Eves. And a block immediately by Rod Foster. 3-on-2. Off to Holton. And a foul on McRae of Louisville.
Wiley Brown stole that second half tip. By that I mean he went up before the ball reached the top. Was able to get it, didn't get called, but Rod Foster again with his quickness was able to make a steal.
Holton made a nice play that time, Billy, putting his body between him and the ball for the layup. Created the foul.
McRae ended the half with a sensational block, almost got another one.
Holton is looking for his first point of the game. And he hits it, UCLA perfect from the line, 9 for 9. High above Market Square Arena. Over 17,000 fans in here. The paid attendance will be around 16,600. There are some 500 members of the press corps.
Dick, we saw at the end of the second half Louisville allowing the other men to go down in a 1-4 offense to allow Griffith to be up at the top isolated. See if they don't go to that some right here at the start of the second half.
Both teams' biggest leads, 4 points. UCLA, after seeing Louisville come out of the gate and leading by 4 to the midpoint of the first half, then it was UCLA in command the second 10 minutes of the first half. Jerry Eves with the ball. There's Griffith. Holton on him. Brown deflected it right to his teammate Eves.
Griff has to start going away from the ball. There he goes. That was a nice move he made that time.
But it went off his chest and right into the hands of James Wilkes of UCLA.
I personally think Louisville want to clear out for him. Just let him take the ball at the top of the key and force somebody from UCLA to try to stop it.
Wiley Brown deflected it out of bounds. UCLA's James Wilkes will trigger it in. Larry Brown trying to become the first coach ever to win the national championship in his first year in college coaching. Ed Chucker won it in his first year at Cincinnati, but he had coached 5 years somewhere else.
Giving Holton a shot. They just go away from him when he has the ball at the top of the key. They won't give it to this guy.
Rod Foster is off the mark. Rebound Sanders. Inside to Wilkes. Griffith. They're going to call that traveling, although Griffith seemed to knock it out of his hands.
He got a little piece. See that play under the basket. Good pass by Sanders. Wilkes has it. There he is now. Had that ball got away from him completely, it would have been all right, but he kind of caught it.
Jerry Eaves. And here's the man, Griffith.
Sticking with their offense.
Just underway in the second half. Louisville with the ball, trailing UCLA by 4 points. Whistle away from the ball against whom?
Foster. He was trying to hang on to Jerry Eaves. That's a tough high screen that Wiley Brown and McRae set. They have wide, strong kids. If you go by them, you get picked off.
Foster, who has played in some foul trouble this year, has committed his first tonight.
Louisville goes into a 2-3 zone on the out-of-bounds ball. Excuse me, UCLA goes into the 2-3 zone.
Almost 2 minutes gone in the second half. Louisville looking for its first points. Eaves, Smith.
You know, as tough as this zone looks for Louisville to work against, if UCLA gets much of a working margin, they may try it, even though a man-to-man team.
Jerry Eaves nails a 20-footer, and for Eaves, that is his first points of the game. Michael Holton under pressure.
Nice play.
Traveling is called against Michael Holton, and Louisville with a turnover has a chance to tie.
That was almost the same rule interpretation that happened to Wilkes down the other end of the floor.
Big basket right here.
Louisville fans, some of them on their feet across the way.
Holton getting nice position defensively.
Wiley Brown, band away, wouldn't leave his feet. Griffith. And a foul on Wilkes. How long can Griffith stay up there?
He was like a kangaroo that time. He tucked the ball inside his pouch. Then he took it back out again.
You know, in Eric Siegel's piece that I watched at halftime, he'd go up and put it right through that ring. Here we see Griffin went backdoor. See Holton turn his back. Now watch it. He just stays right up there.
Wilkes, meanwhile, has committed his third foul. He's the top defensive player of the big men for UCLA. And with a chance to tie it up, All-American Darrell Griffith.
Dick, they never explained how they voted for the captains on those teams. You know, you imagine not trying to be the captain.
Griffith with 12 points and looking to tie. A new game with 17 minutes, 13 seconds left. Good pressure. That foul on Griffith.
See, after the made foul shots, Louisville put a little bit more pressure on, hoping to get to that run again. As they get to a run again, obviously Larry Brown will call a timeout to stop the run.
42-year-old Denny Crum, his 9th year at the University of Louisville after leaving the UCLA campus, assistant to John Wooden. Holton, Griffith is on Holton. He's at Foster, and the call is against Foster of UCLA. So the Bruins have made 3 straight mistakes with possession.
This is just a matter of charge and block ball. Great camera angle. You'll see it. Did he have position? No. Were his feet planted? And I say they were not. He must have his feet planted. He cannot be moving.
I'm so pleased I only got 17 more minutes to go with you.
Maybe more. It's tied at 30. McRae. Griffith. Oh, what a quickness. Griffith had in trouble, and Foster took it away. But can't control it, can he? He controlled the ball. Rod Foster. Foster, baseline, Sanders, 10-footer, 32-30 UCLA. Sanders has 6.
That may be the toughest shot to make on the court. About 8 feet away, no angle,
nobody around you. You start measuring it, Billy, rather than just shooting in rhythm.
Eaves, Wilkes, and Eaves took it into Wilkes and scores, 32-32. All 4 of Eaves' points in the second half. 4 minutes gone. It's tied at 32. Sanders misses. Rebound McRae. He had 7 in the first half to lead all rebounders. Smith to Brown. Great pass. Louisville leads for the first time in the second half.
transition game with them.
You realize in the second half, Kiki Vandeweghe has hardly touched the ball. They've got to get it to him some.
Foster, not there. Vandeweghe can't rebound. 4-on-1. Louisville 4-on-2 to Griffith. Oh, my, Darrell Griffith.
Larry Brown with a timeout.
A fingertip roll he did that time.
Darrell Griffith, 15 points. Larry Brown has called timeout. And Louisville fans celebrate a 4-point lead.
A professional called timeout there. Larry Brown's on top of his coaching game tonight.
In this country, winter isn't a season. It's a warning, telling you it's time to move down from the cold, down toward a place called Miller Time, and the best tasting beer you can find.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear.
Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer.
Hey, you're sold out of Gillette Track 2.
Delivery's coming any second. But why should a busy man like you have to wait when this razor will do?
Gillette Track 2 shaves me closer and smoother than that. I'll wait.
These'll fit your Track 2 handle.
I know what I'm getting with Track 2 twin blades, but those, I'll wait.
But
To guys who use Gillette Track 2, no other blade will do.
Track 2?
We'll wait.
Gillette, when it comes to shaving, we give you the edge.
The 42nd National Collegiate Championship from Indianapolis. Here's some of the action in the last couple of minutes.
Darrell Griffith actually lost the ball coming across the top of the key, trying to get it back. Now look at this play by Foster. What quickness. On his knees, gets the ball away. Referee right on top of the call. And there's that pass into Wiley Brown. Beautiful hook pass. Excellent strength by Brown.
And then Darrell Griffith came back with a fingertip roll to give Louisville a 36-32 lead. Neither team has shot well, but Louisville over 50% in this second half.
Louisville's put extra pressure on them now, trying to get that run going.
5 minutes have been played in the second half. Cliff Pruitt comes in for UCLA. Vandeweghe fouled by Griffith. Griffith just couldn't get around him as he went for the steal and got him with the body.
Dick, that's his second. Now, Darrell Griffith has a habit of picking up those cheap touch fouls, particularly on defense. I'm sure that Denny Crum's telling him about it. That's what sat him down in the LSU game for such a prolonged period of time.
36-32, Vandeweghe helping out in backcourt. Pruitt says, hey, get away from me so I can work on my man one-on-one. Long pass to Holton. He'll take a shot. He was a good shooter in high school, but his role at UCLA has been as a playmaker, and it's almost as if he'll only shoot when no one else will take it.
He's a true athlete. He's a positive type thinker when he's out there.
2-point Cardinal lead. Griffith tees. Wiley Brown against Vandeweghe. Nice play. Wiley Brown, 38-34. Wiley Brown, who had his right thumb amputated when he was 3 years old, plays with an artificial device and a foul against Brown. His third. You see the device on his right hand. They took a mold of the thumb of the left hand and made an artificial device that serves as his right thumb.
There he is going inside. Let me tell you something now you don't know about it. Today, while he was eating lunch, he walked out of the lunchroom and left his thumb on the table.
That's the worst tip that waitress ever got.
No. They put the thumb in the garbage and they had to go get it out so he could play tonight.
Inside to Vandeweghe. He walked. No basket.
He just got too many little head fakes then that dragged his feet.
38-34, Louisville leads. The Cardinals go the other way.
So his thumb was in the basket, then what happened?
His thumb was on the table. They put it in the garbage, and they had to go search it out in order for him to play tonight.
You sure the waitress didn't throw it in there because they thought it was a tip?
All right, that's enough. 38-34, Louisville leads. They have the ball. 6 minutes gone in the second half. No team is led by more than 4. Louisville has a chance. Traveling, Derek Smith.
Boy, a big problem down the other end, Dick, for UCLA. They've got to get Kiki Vandeweghe in the offense.
There you see Wiley Brown. He had an infection of that right thumb when he was a youngster. They had to amputate at the first joint. He has maybe the best demeanor of any player on the court. Doesn't he have a great feeling for life? There's that plastic wrap that keeps the thumb on. Vandaway inside, and Pruitt blocked. What a play by Derek Smith. Louisville playing superbly. Derek Smith at the other end. And Vandaway with a key rebound for UCLA. They're on the run.
There's some athletes out there, all of them.
Boy, they get some quick leapers. That's what's amazing.
Mike Sanders can't hit. McRae, leading all rebounders, now has 10. 38-34 Louisville. UCLA has scored only 6 points the entire second half, and we played nearly 7 minutes. Inside, Eves lost the ball out of bounds. UCLA has it. Foster's defense forced the turnover.
Eves is getting good low inside position. There you go. Vandaway had the jump shot, passed it on inside. Pruitt had it. Another great block, this time by Derek Smith.
Boy, they're all so quick off their feet out there. What I said earlier, UCLA has been playing their 4 games or 5 games against strong teams. They haven't been playing against quick teams.
Poncho Wright in the ball game now. Had a good first half.
UCLA has not scored in nearly 3 minutes. Vandaway inside. He was fouled. McRae got him. Rodney McRae, number 22, his 3rd foul.
Larry Brown really into the ball game here. There they tried to get Vandaway with the ball in his hands down low. He's got to get in the offense.
Larry Brown, that pose we just saw, reminds you of a little terrier just fighting for that final bone.
Well, he had it, Dick. You know, his size in basketball was kind of against him. But he was always a heady ball player, and he gives nothing and he asks for nothing.
Vandaway at the line has scored 8 points tonight. UCLA has not missed a free throw. Vandaway has 2 out of his 2. That's kept UCLA in the game. It's 38-35.
Kiki Vandaway is one of the few All-Americans in basketball ever that I think live at home while they went to college.
Vandaway also an academic All-American.
How about Dick McGuire?
We didn't have, at that time, we didn't have dormitories at St. John's. They still don't have dormitories, I don't think, at St. John's.
Inside to Brown. Big Wiley Brown. Unable to hit, and Vandaway has a key rebound for the Bruins. Here comes Foster.
It just will not fall for a lot of guys inside.
Foster scores. It counts, but he fouled. Does it count?
Yep, it counts.
It's tied at 38. Foster commits his 2nd foul.
Great comeback by the UCLA kids. Here's Foster on the loose again. Boy, if you don't get him early, you don't get him at all.
Ooh. Oh, he took about 4 steps that time.
Unbelievable quickness.
He took a walk on the boardwalk here. Let's count 1, 2.
That's okay. He's up.
It's tied at 38. The game was tied 6 times in the first half, and that's the 2nd time here in the second 20-minute period. Out goes Kiki Vandaway. He takes a breather, and Darren Day, number 30, in for UCLA. Tied at 38. 12.5 minutes left in this game. Stolen by Holton. Griffith to beat. And he couldn't beat him, so he wisely held up. Look at Brown on the far sideline, motioning for Holton to get into the offense.
High-low post, the old UCLA offense right here that Coach Wood made so famous. Threw it down low.
Brown indicating with 2 fingers that's the play he wants. Eves did not have position and picks up the foul. For him, his 3rd foul. So the foul situation now becomes important in that there are several athletes that have 3. Wilkes and Foster for UCLA, McRae, Wiley Brown, and Jerry Eves for Louisville. Back comes Vandaway at about 1.5 minutes low, and out goes Wilkes.
To be honest, I don't think either of the 2 All-American players have really gone after the ball aggressively on the offensive end of the floor. They really haven't wanted it that much.
Watch the tempo pick up now that Berkman's back in.
Berkman has replaced Eves.
He has 3 fouls on him. Larry's eating away at his finger.
Vandaway inside to Sanders, and it's Derek Smith who got a piece of his wrist, his 2nd foul. Larry Brown Brown, coached for 6.5 years in the pro ranks after playing 5 years of pro ball, and he led the American Basketball Association 3 times in 5 years in assists. He's a playmaking coach, and that's how he sees himself as the leader of these young players. Sanders looking for his 7th. That's the first miss. Front end of 1 and 1. Meanwhile, UCLA has committed only 4 fouls, so Louisville will not have the 1 and 1 for a moment.
There's a lot of time left, 11.5 minutes.
Harold Griffith. Foul on Darren Day. Got a piece of him.
There's the clear out, Dick. The first time they used it in the second half. They clear out, let Griffith take his man one-on-one.
As Griffith tries to break the tie, a reminder, it's hard to match the excitement of attending an NCAA championship game. Why don't you make your plans now to share in the 1981 NCAA basketball championship, either at a game or in your area or the finals at Philadelphia. For ticket information, write to the NCAA, Box 1906, Shawnee Mission, Kansas, 66222. Preceding announcement was furnished by the National Collegiate Athletic Association. Griffith unable to hit the front end. He's looking for his 16th point. He's 3 for 5 from the line. Louisville back in front, 39-38. 11.5 minutes left in this 42nd championship. Will it be UCLA with its 11th banner, or will Louisville finally win that elusive first? Vandeweghe, Berkman. Looked like a good play, but Berkman is whistled for a foul.
It's pretty hard to have a good play from the back like that. That's his 4th foul, which puts him in a very sensitive situation.
The call is made by official under the basket. Now watch this play right here. There's Berkman coming across. He had all ball.
It was a good play by Berkman, but from the angle of the official, he thought he got him. And now has the 4th foul.
The official called this foul was underneath the basket at the time. I thought Berkman made a fine block there.
Vandeweghe ties the game at 39.
Vandeweghe really an excellent shooter from a form standpoint. Takes the line solid.
He's extremely sound in all his play.
Sure is.
UCLA back in front by a point, 40-39 as we approach the 11-minute mark. Wiley Brown, a good power move inside over Vandeweghe, and foul on Vandeweghe.
Excellent pump fake by Wiley Brown.
Mr. Brown came to play, and they're giving the high five, handshake, high five.
Vandeweghe gets caught right behind. There's the pump fake. Excellent. Showed him the ball, the head, came right back inside. There's an excellent move for young kids watching the game.
Brown, only a sophomore, as is his running mate at 4, Derek Smith.
Here we go one more time with the head fake and off the glass.
Great job, our NBC cameras. Harry Coyle directing them. George Finkel, Kenneth Edmondson, our producer, executive producer, Don Olmeyer. Brown unable to convert the 3-point play. Berkman almost had the steal. It's 41-40 Louisville. Darren Day, Sanders, Wilkes to Foster. Vandeweghe is on the sidelines now for UCLA. Foster around Griffith to score! The freshman against the All-American. UCLA in front, 42-41. We're approaching the midpoint of the second 20 minutes. Neither team has led by more than 4. Inside is Derek Smith, and Louisville is back on top, 43-42, 5 for Smith.
Oh, the defense relaxes just a little bit. These fellas are so quick, they penetrate right on through.
Cliff Pruitt for UCLA, and it's 44-43. This is the best run of offense we've seen in the game.
I like Cliff Pruitt. The shots there, he takes it.
Deflected away by Pruitt. 3-on-1. Oh, what a play by Berkman. And Louisville maintains control. Berkman saved a sure basket.
Benny Crum doesn't want him fouling out. That's why he saved him here in the second half. He is so valuable as a defensive ace.
They have to get the ball to Griffith right here. Whoop.
Griffith doesn't score, but Smith does.
Oh, you can see that clear out for the alley-oop. It was all set.
You can't throw that pass if the ball's in the cylinder and touch it. It's a big play that we've seen a lot with Joe Barry Carroll. Of course, Griffith can get up so high.
9.5 minutes left. Louisville by 1. Pruitt again. Can't hit it. And Dale Griffith nods yes. I touched it last.
Good call.
Larry Brown, you saw him signal to the official, hey, he's going over the top. 9 minutes, 16 seconds left. Larry Brown's UCLA Bruins trail Denny Crum's Cardinals of Louisville by 1.
Everybody loves the winner. Only the winner can really make things happen.
In rent-a-cars, Hertz is the winner. #1. With more cars, more locations, more people to help you, and more services to speed you on your way. No wonder the presidents of over 90% of America's top 500 companies carry Hertz cars.
Everybody loves the winner.
Our new house is costing plenty, so Ted's painting it himself to save money.
Watch it.
Oh, well, we gotta save every way we can.
You can save 15% on Allstate homeowners insurance.
15%?
It's Allstate's biggest new house discount ever.
Your house is brand new, so you'll save 15% the very first year.
Boy, that'll buy a lot of paint.
Maybe some paint remover, too.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
And that's a promise from us, the good hands people.
Dick Enberg with Al McGuire, Billy Packer in Indianapolis. It's 45-44 Louisville. 9 minutes left in the game. Just as we said, Larry Brown, the head coach of UCLA, a playmaking guard. Yesterday, 23-year-old captain of Niagara University, Phil Scafidi, died after a long, tough fight with cancer. Even while fighting that disease, he returned to the court this year to set a new all-time Niagara University assist record. Our heartfelt sympathies to the family of Phil Scafidi. He died yesterday morning.
I was supposed to do a halftime show on him this year, Dick, but I just didn't have the courage. And he had more courage than I had, and I feel sorry for the family, and my prayers will be for the kid.
UCLA with the ball, trailing by 1 point as the clock winds down to 9 minutes. And away off to Sanders and back out to Holton. Louisville has Tony Branch, 23 in the game as they play a zone. Rod Foster from outside can't hit it. Look at that McRae get up there. He's been a demon on the board.
Boy, did he go upstairs that time?
His timing is so good, too.
Griffith is open, pumps, and can't hit. Wilkes up high for UCLA, and he had to be up there because McRae was right with him. Holton slows it up. Foster, Sanders. 8.5 minutes left. UCLA with the ball down by 1. Vandaway.
He wasn't sure.
Wilkes got the rebound and powers it in. James Wilkes, that is his first bucket of the game.
That was a big play for UCLA. Kiki Vandaway wasn't quite sure he was going to put that one up.
Wiley Brown can't hit. And a foul against whom? Louisville, apparently. No one has raised a hand. The Cardinal boutonniere and the
Darrell Griffith, I believe.
I thought it was on Griff, personally.
And the lapel of Denny Crum.
His
Third foul on Darrell Griffith. And at the other end goes Mike Sanders of UCLA. I'd like to repeat the story about Sanders because if you talk to all these kids, you know, they love their parents, but they always talk about their moms. And here's a mother of Mike Sanders down in Derrida, Louisiana tonight. His son wanted to quit UCLA last year. He didn't play very much. He was a high school All-American, a small school down in Louisiana. Mom says, you stay there, you get your education. Well, Larry Brown came along, and Sanders didn't start. Didn't play much first half of this year. Became a starter at midseason when it was 8-6, and has helped lead this team. And Brown has said, most valuable player down the stretch. He has just turned the team around.
Well, you know, earlier in the year, I had him against Notre Dame, UCLA. I also had him against DePaul. What Larry Brown has done and what these ball players have done have completely turned the program around. It looked to me like they were truly going into a Dunkirk year. They were 8-6 in the beginning of January, then all of a sudden off to the races. I couldn't congratulate Larry Brown anymore.
What's happened right here is Wiley Brown has lost his contact lens. They're down there looking at it now. This is a big break for Louisville because during this period of time, Darrell Griffith was on the bench for a rest. He's going to get an opportunity to get an even longer one here. Therefore, Denny Crum won't have to take him out of the game so much during the playing action time. He has the right, the official has the right to let him get that contact lens back in there. He picked it up off the...
Wiley Brown working on that contact. He is 6'8" and 220, a sophomore. He was the Georgia Player of the Year in both football and basketball. And he and Derek Smith communicate in pig Latin. Hable aspe, says Smith to Wiley Brown, and that means throw me a lob pass. Darrell Griffith says, I don't understand what they're talking about, but they seem to be getting along just fine.
At a point of interest, Dick, what position did he play in football?
Tight end.
Tight end, boy, oh boy.
But I bet he could just mow down the whole side of a line with one cross-body block. Sanders trying to add to the 1-point lead. This is a 1-and-1. And he misses. But Wilkes is able to get it back for UCLA. He's come up with a couple of key plays off the board.
That was very big because it's the second time they missed the front end of a 1-and-1.
Sanders off the high post. McRae pulled away from the basket.
It's the UCLA high-low post offense.
Inside, Sanders can't save. Out of bounds to Louisville.
Here we go. They got in number 23, Tony Branch. He's the guy that beat Kansas State in the overtime.
Darrell Griffith is resting on the Louisville bench. They're going to bring him in to give it all he's got down the stretch. If you weren't with us at the top of the show, Darrell Griffith playing, dedicating his effort. Here he comes off the bench now for one of his friends battling a tough fight with a disease.
That loss of the contact almost saved a minute worth of playing time on the clock. It was a fortunate loss for Louisville.
McRae with a nice move, but can't hit. Vandaway rebounds for UCLA. 7 minutes, 10 seconds left. Foster, he wants it. He's got it. Oh,
the road runner.
Foster leads UCLA with 16 points.
He's so tough to defense because if you try to get him early, he blows on by you, and if you wait to the end, you're in trouble because he can hit it.
Louisville calls time. 7 minutes remain. UCLA 48, Louisville 45.
To make an intelligent choice in fine cars today, test drive Lincoln Continental 1980. Traditional luxury in a trim new size, with better gasoline mileage ratings than even the smallest Cadillac. Many dealers have been using a Lincoln specially equipped with a mileage monitor, so you can see for yourself how the automatic overdrive helps improve Lincoln's highway mileage. Test drive a 1980 Lincoln Continental now. See your Lincoln dealer. Take the mileage monitor test drive.
Mr. Green?
Yeah.
You need any help? Want my Coke?
No.
Really, you can have it.
Coke and a smile.
Okay.
They feel good.
Thanks.
That's the way it should be. I like to say,
see you around.
The whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola as life. Have a Coke and a
wow, thanks, Mean Joe.
48-45 from the West UCLA, leading Louisville. 6 minutes, 59 seconds remain. Neither team able to draw away from the other. Louisville's biggest lead 4, UCLA's largest advantage 4 points. And in this last run, the lead has changed hands 7 times in 3 minutes. We'd like to thank the NCAA Executive Director Walter Byers, Tom Bernstadt, David Kaywood, Wayne Duke, the rest of the basketball committee for all their support, and the host school here in Indianapolis, Butler University, the Bulldogs, along with the staff and management of Market Square Arena.
They're going to get in the hands of a living legend from Louisville.
Rodney McRae with Wilkes, Smith, and Sanders. Here's Griffith and Holton. Wiley Brown and Vandaway. Brown blocked by Sanders. Loose ball. Brown gets it back and loses it. McRae picks it off. Griffith not there, and Vandaway. He's done a job in the second half on the board. Long pass to Sanders.
Oh, great catch. Great catch and concentration by Sanders.
Boy, that was a big play. It gives them a 5-point lead with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
Biggest lead of the game by either team.
Darrell Griffith is standing around. He needs to move without the ball and clear out for him. Here he goes
with Holton.
Doing a lot of standing around, and I think it's made Holton even more confident on defense.
The intensity and the paces of the athletes. Lob! And
oh, yes! You want to catch that one.
Foul by Holton. He did everything a human can do to stop the play.
Unbelievable.
Griffith still made it.
He got unbelievable inside position. It was a good pass. He double pumped. Here's the basket down the other end, which the pass was the key to this.
Well,
Sanders got carried underneath, then hooked it off the glass.
I really think the catch was the key. It was a super lead pass, but watch this catch. That's the kind of ball you've got to look into your hands. Great play.
So Griffith on the other end converts the three-point play. It's 50 to 48 UCLA. The All-American came through in the clutch and cut that 5-board lead down to 2 in a hurry. 5:45 left.
Hard to imagine UCLA plays with such poise with 2 freshmen in the backcourt.
Louisville's keeping pressure on him, coming out, making them play.
Larry Brown using a little clock here.
Inside and a foul over the back is McRae of Louisville. And Rodney McRae, that is his 4th foul. Denny Crum down to try to get his voice heard. Pretty tough over the din of this crowd even to be heard. Brown has the advantage because the players are nearest him at this junction.
Sanders missed his last 2 front ends of a 1-and-1. This is the 3rd one coming up now. Very, very important shot, right? Yeah.
Right down the middle. And for Sanders, his 9th point of the game.
It was all net, did not touch any iron.
Short on that one, but he got a kind bounce, and it's 52 to 48. UCLA, 5 minutes and 20 seconds left.
And they went into the zone, just as I kind of figured, Dick. They get themselves a working margin with time. That takes away the one-on-one opportunities that Darrell Griffith would normally have.
Griffith might try to pop from outside.
He probably will, but it takes away that chance for him just to take you one-on-one.
Inside to McRae. Nice. Great pass to Brown, but he lost it as it was knocked away by Sanders. Last touch by UCLA. There's where Brown has some problems with a thumb and catching the ball. That's where you notice it most.
Particularly on that short pass where you have to go quickly after it.
McRae into Eves and then back out to the star Griffith.
I think it's a wise move by UCLA to try the zone a little bit because you figured Griffith was going to try to take Holton one-on-one.
Excellent move, but he's going to shoot.
And hit. Darrell Griffith, the leading scorer in the game with 21 points. It's 52 to 50 UCLA.
I think it's an excellent move too, Billy, but the only problem with it is that Griffith's going to be allowed to take his shot almost uncontested against his own.
And away inside to score. 54-50. Holton with the assist.
Well, Holton did a great job cutting across the defense.
4.5 minutes left. Vandaway has 14. Deflected by Vandaway. He missed the shot.
Brown ought to give it up. He's going to lose it in the open court.
That was a big play when Vandaway missed it.
Yeah, I thought he got away with a walk that time. We're right at 4 minutes with a 4-point spread.
Back to the man-to-man.
McRae inside, deflected out of bounds to Louisville.
Great quickness by UCLA defensively to help out the teammate there.
Denny Crum in his 9 years at Louisville has won 20 games or more every year. This is best year. If he gets number 33 in that victory column, he also takes home a national championship.
Louisville using up a lot of clock getting set here. They've got to realize this clock moving down on them.
Yeah, but a lot of time, Billy. Such an important shot. They got to take a good one.
Jerry Eves gets it back to Griffith. Griffith showing great patience, like the orchestra leader with a baton with the ball. Everyone get in place. Let's make the music.
Here comes the shot right here. Here it goes.
Jerry Eves, right there. They double-team Griffith. He dished it off to Eves for his 6th point.
Both teams excellently coached. This game will not be lost from the bench.
Rod Foster forced the shot out of bounds to Louisville.
Oh.
Larry Brown says settle down. Has them under control.
Both coaches got a lot of timeouts left.
There's Vandaway right there. What happened? He left the ground so soon he couldn't get all the way on up to the backboard.
Griffith looking to tie.
Get back.
What's happening to UCLA on defense? They're so aware of what Darrell Griffith is doing, they're taking their eyes off the other fellas offensively.
Boy, that was some shot off the glass by Jerry Eves. He's an honor roll student.
It's tied at 54, 2.5 Foster, not there. McRae rebounds. Here comes Louisville looking for the lead.
Now the man will shoot. Told you the man would shoot that time.
Timeout, UCLA. Louisville has taken the lead at 56-54 with 6 unanswered points. Well, Griffith is one of those players who had an opportunity to turn professional several times, but he has elected to complete his collegiate career. I think that brings, I know yesterday in your press conference, Al McGuire, you commented on that.
Well, I think it's about time that the hardship situation has ended. I'm not too sure whether it's the hardship of the kid or the hardship of the pro owner. I think now, because when I don't worry about the Griffiths or the superstars like Magic Johnson that go into pro ball and make a lot of money. The kids that I worry about are the ones that are marginal ball players, declare hardship, go to pro ball, don't make it. Then they come out, they can't go back to college, they end up going on the corners, they become a weight on society, and it really is a mortal sin.
Now those are the hardship players that have been successful this year in the pro ranks, but we don't have the list of the ones who don't make it, and then where do they go?
I think the most tragic situation is that took place on Skip Wise, a young player from Clemson. Ended up actually serving time in jail. Really had a rough time when the pro deal did not work out for him. So I think Darrell Griffith set quite an example. This example that Larry Bird set by staying another year, and they certainly didn't hurt themselves with the great years they had in their senior seasons.
Well, that picture is symbolic. The Cardinal is on top, 56-54. 6 unanswered points by Louisville to take the lead by 2. Larry Brown. Bruins have the ball. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left.
Now we're on an even number here, so the possibilities for OT are strong.
And pressure continues. Louisville unique all season long. They made the opposition play 94 feet. Constant pressure. And part of Louisville's success is they've worn down opponents, forced mistakes. And there's another.
They hit it on the head, Mr. Enberg. Hit Larry, trying to tell his club, just relax a little bit, get back down, more pressure up court.
2:07, 2:06, 2:05 left. And timeout now by Louisville. The red and black crowd from Louisville on its feet with 2:05 remaining in the game. Louisville has a 2-point advantage.
Brother Dominic, I need... Never there when you need him.
Xerox duplicators are not only extremely fast, they're also extremely easy to operate. Push a few buttons, and they can automatically feed and cycle originals, collate, and copy on both sides of a piece of paper. They're so easy to use, even the boss can use them.
Father, you did all this by yourself? Yes, Brother Dominic. It's a miracle.
This Bud's for everyone who helps put food on the table.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. Louisville out-rebounding UCLA by 2 and outscoring the Bruins by 2. Denny Crum's team has the lead and has the ball with 2:05 remaining. Denny Crum has been there before. Semifinals in 1975. Many felt he had the best team. He led UCLA, and only a miracle finish in John Wooden's final 2 games got the Bruins to the national championship as they defeated Louisville in overtime. Now Denny Crum looking for his first national title, and he would get it by beating UCLA.
Dickey's got all guards in the ball game with the exception of Derek Smith, so look for him to hang on to the ball a little bit.
Wiley Brown is out, and he has his best free throw shooter in there, and Tony Branch. He has the ball now.
Tony Branch is the only other senior on the team.
Jump ball.
Now that works against. Let's see if Denny Crum is going to put back his big men for defensive purposes. That's what he's going to do.
They'll come back into it.
But he's got Branch jumping center. Here's what happened. Tony Branch has the ball, comes across. Hey, he gets tripped.
He gets tripped by Foster. That's why he went down.
He's a sure ball handler. He very seldom turns over the ball. I believe, I'm not sure, I don't want to say it, but I think someone told me he's only had 1 turnover in the NCAA this year so far.
Oh, Branch, who is only 6 feet tall against the leaping 6'6" Sanders, so UCLA has this advantage. Rodney McRae comes in and Eves goes out, and Wiley Brown in as Denny Crum gets his muscle into the game.
Really, they would have taken out Tony Branch if they could have, but he's jumping.
Sanders tips it and a goal. Louisville, and a great block by Vandeweghe. What a play by Vandeweghe, out of bounds to Louisville.
Wiley Brown again could not get his hands on the ball. Now here come the ball handlers back into the game. Here's the play. Wiley Brown all alone. Vandeweghe did come up with a great play. Just got a little piece of that ball.
Look at the agony in Wilkes' face.
But you know what happened just then? Berkman under the basket coming in for a substitution. They ran into each other and he hurt his lip in the substitution.
1:45 left. Louisville with a ball and a 56-54 lead.
Dick, you remember that last game we were talking about? Remember what happened to Louisville? They had the right, hold the ball, the right man, Terry Howard on the line, and he couldn't hit it.
Yeah, but you got to remember this year, which was great coaching against Texas A&M, Denny had him miss a foul on purpose, Grant. He didn't miss a shot all year, but he didn't want the situation to come up again where the kid would have so much pressure on him.
Louisville by 2.
Whoop! A little dangerous.
1:15 left.
Boy, Denny Crum called the timeout. There was no indecision on his part at all. It's what he was going to do is sit on this thing and change the lineup.
Here's Griffith, and he passed it up.
All right, they are now playing against the clock. They are not playing against UCLA. They will not take a shot. That is what you call a complete freeze. When you take a shot, you call that a delay.
Final minute.
There it is.
Louisville with a lead. It is seesawed throughout the contest. And now Louisville at the line with a chance to give itself more than that 2-point advantage.
Denny Crum is saying intentional foul. It's an intentional foul. He's looking for the 2-shot foul. He did not get it. They got the 1-1, which I said many times this year. It's a great college season. He's planting the seed, so the next ball will be a 2-shot foul, intentional, rather than the 1-1.
It'll only be intentional if they don't go for the ball, Al.
That clock above has become the focal point of both benches. And a reminder, following basketball, stay tuned for local news, followed by The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson over most of these NBC stations. On the West Coast and most Mountain Time Zone stations, these programs will be seen at their regular time.
The reason we might have an overtime, if the fans out there will remember, if it's 2, 4, 6, 8, you're on an even number. If it breaks into an odd number, you very rarely go into an overtime. Let's say that he makes one foul shot here and misses the next, then the odds are against going into an overtime.
Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
You're in 14 Country, WFIE-TV, Evansville.
Louisville with a precious opportunity. Derek Smith, a 2-point Louisville lead, 1-1 for the sophomore.
And he did not put that one up good. That was too flat.
He really had a hard time getting that one out of his hand. He really did. Al, we can feel it sitting right here. Says, that's how you were playing this afternoon. I had you down.
Now he's quite confident now. I think now you'll see it get higher. I don't know if it'll go in. But the ball have a higher trajectory this time.
He makes them both. And Louisville has a 4-point lead with 52 seconds left. Oh, it's a steal. Derek Smith stole the ball. And they're going crazy in the Louisville section. Bad pass.
Oh.
Bad pass. Threw it away.
Terrible.
45 seconds left.
There's a lot of time left.
There is. I was really surprised that Berkman did that. Nobody came to the ball. Everybody stood so far away from him.
Now, the only thing Louisville's saying to themselves now, no 3-point play.
UCLA doesn't have that much time. They've got to get the ball up there.
Well, Louisville go right into a zone, a 1-2-2 zone here. Make the shoot from the outside. There it is.
And it's not made. Berkman. Griffith. McRae. Berkman ought to get rid of the ball so he doesn't get fouled. You just want to beat the clock here.
The River City of Kentucky is going bananas.
And a foul. And Louisville, they cinch the victory. Look at that crowd.
first foul. I said earlier, the time to close the hip hooks and pick them up. Mass is over.
Look at that man, look at him. Very intent. You know, Dick, I really enjoyed your interview with him earlier, but even more than that, and I wish the fans at home could have seen the things that he was saying before we came on the air. I mean, all the basketball knowledge that he's got going, and there's the young fellow that's going to follow in his footsteps. John Wooden, even though Denny Crum was his assistant, John Wooden, the Hoosier, is a UCLA man. And when he refers to the Bruins in the Final Four, he uses personal expressions, we, us. I worked with him on television the first time that he was going to be a broadcaster with us. And he said, well, we should have hung on to the ball a little better than that. And I kept grabbing him by the arm. I said, come on, coach. On the other hand, as much as he wants UCLA to win and Larry Brown's success, it's a kind of a special place for Wooden to be because Denny Crum is a man who has borrowed the Wooden style and taken it to Louisville. And it appears that Crum, his former assistant, will now have his national title. There's McCray going in. He had to be very careful not to hang on that rim. Wouldn't that have been some kind of call?
Well, Louisville's very close to the checkered flag.
Assistant coach Bill Olson, Jerry Jones, Wade Houston, they're the men behind Crum. They deserve the credit as well.
Victory lane.
And for Larry Brown, he took the horse a lot farther than it was ever expected to ride.
He's a credit to college basketball.
At the line, Rodney McRae. Was he dominating on the boards early? Only a freshman.
So smooth. There goes Mount Vernon, New York. They wake up. He's from the high school up there.
And a more high five. This is encore time.
Yeah.
Look at his brother over there on the bench. He's got to be so proud of him. And Brown gets the rebound. It goes to Pruitt. Time running out, 10 seconds. Pruitt all the way. Tough shot. Tough shot. Foster battling and out of bounds for Louisville. 4 seconds remain. Denny Crum at age 42 will be the coach of the national champions in 1980. Larry Brown fighting like that terrier down to that final second. Griffith fouled by Vandeweghe. There's your two-shot foul. 2 seconds left. Oh, he's going to call 1-1. But it's rather convenient in one manner, dramatically, that Griffith should get a chance to go to the other end. All 17,000 focus on a great All-American.
Yeah.
And at this point, it would be nice for him to add a little frosting.
Yeah. In the middle of it all, I'm real pleased that when I heard him speak the other day, he says, I have a friend of mine that's in the third quarter. I want to win this game for him.
And that's what he said today at the top of our show. And he's dedicated this game, his last collegiate game, to his friend fighting cancer, and now has a chance to add another salute.
College basketball, just out of sight. I'm real pleased to be part of it. I enjoyed working with you again, Dick, and Billy, you got a little better this year. I'll be glad to get away from you for 7 months.
And there's the most valuable player, Darrell Griffith, $5,000 to the University of Louisville in his name from Gillette Track 2. It's all over. Louisville, national champions, 1980. Darrell Griffith led Louisville with 23 points. Rod Foster, 16. Kiki Vandeweghe, 14 for UCLA. The 42nd national championship, the trophy and the banners go to the University of Louisville. The final score, 59-54.
Introducing the first new truck of the 80s, the only American 4x4 pickup with independent front suspension, the 1980 Ford. And for the first time ever, we're going to run a four-wheel drive over these 4x4 beams next to this wall of light bulbs. A rod is attached to the front wheel and another to the door. Now watch as Ford's unique 4x4 independent front suspension steps over the beams independently. The wheel rod is breaking bulbs, but the door rod doesn't. And right now, get a great buy on America's best-selling pickup during your Ford dealer's main event.
Our congratulations to the University of Louisville. They've defeated UCLA in a dramatic, exciting final game of this collegiate basketball year. The winning coach is Denny Crum, and with him is Bryant Gumbel.
Denny, what's all the excitement? Just another day at the office.
Not exactly another day. It's a day of history, Brian. We struggled all day, and we still won it when the going got tough. We just hung in there, and I don't know how it happened, but it did.
You finally climbed the mountaintop. I've got to ask you, you know, you got up by 4 with only a couple of seconds left in the ball game. Did your mind drift back to 75 when in the semifinals you had UCLA by 4 and it got away from you?
That it did. The only thing I didn't want to do that time was to panic, and I thought the kids held their poise. We hit some key free throws, but you can't live in the past. It was our turn this time.
Number 35 right here. Come here. Congratulations, Steve.
Thanks a lot, man. It's what I wanted since I came here.
It's not a bad way to finish your career.
Not at all. Not at all.
I know you're very happy for your friend, Mr. Stringer.
Hey, the team just didn't give up at halftime. You know, we went there and we said, hey, we worked all year for this. We can't give up. We got to dig inside.
Darryl, it looked like in the first half particularly, they were cutting you off when you tried to cut underneath, that they were doing a good job of getting some weak side help on you.
Yeah, they sagged real well the first half. You know, it caused a little problems, but hey, we got other options we went to and scored off that.
Did you feel towards the end of the game, particularly when UCLA went ahead by 4, that, hey, I'm the star of this team, I'm a senior, I've got to take charge?
Hey, I felt I had to take charge at the end of the game, but I didn't, want to force things, so I just took it under control. When the open man was open, I gave him the ball, and I just tried to hit the shots I had to hit.
Let me turn back to your coach for a second. Denny, UCLA is very much a part of your past, but you've been removed from it for 9 years. Any special significance to beating UCLA?
Well, they had beaten us twice before, Brian, in the semifinals and once in the first round, and I guess probably because of that it means more. It's not a revenge thing because I love UCLA. It's just a question of, we just wanted it, and sometimes things work out for you, sometimes they don't. I thought we were going to win it 74-5. I thought we had the best team, but we didn't win, and UCLA did what they had to do at the end, but this time it was our turn.
Gentlemen, it's been an amazing night. Denny Crum, congratulations again, buddy. Darryl Griffith, not a bad college career. Good luck. Let's go back to Dick. Dick?
Bryant, I thought Denny Crum's comment was most significant. He says, you can't live in the past. It was our turn this year. Denny Crum's Cardinals indeed are the 1980 National Collegiate Basketball Champions with a 59-54 victory. Bryant?
Hey, Dick, the executive producer of NBC's National Collegiate Basketball Championship is Don Ohlmeyer. Coordinating producer, George Finkel. Today's telecast was produced by George Finkel. Directed by Harry Coyle. Our feature producer, Don McGuire. Second producer, Kenneth Edmondson. Technical director, Bill Toby. Associate producer, Peter Rolfe. Associate director, Randy Wines. Next Saturday and Sunday, it's LPGA action with the top women golfers of the Kemper Open. And then Sports World Sunday features the Charlotte 300 Auto Race, women's powerlifting, and the Grand National Steeplechase. Now, following local news, stay tuned for The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson over most of these NBC stations. On the West Coast and most Mountain Time Zone stations, these programs will be seen at the regular time. It's been a brilliant night. Louisville has captured the NCAA title, beating UCLA 59-54. For Dick Genberg, Billy Packer, and Al McGuire, I'm Bryant Gumbel saying thanks very much for joining us. Good night.